Hello and welcome to Study with Sudhir. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Dhanishka, who has scored a whopping 99.2% in the ICSE Class 10 board exams, the results of which were announced yesterday. Congratulations, Dhanishka.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me in one sentence, what's the big secret? Is there a secret formula?
No, sir. Just know what's your goal and work towards it. That's it.
Okay, that's interesting. So you knew exactly, is this what you were working towards, and was a 99 kind of goal on your mind?
No, sir. My goal was my goal was 97. I would have been really happy and out of the world, but 99 was kind of unexpected.
Okay, so that's been the icing on the cake. What has been the reaction from friends and family?
My mom and dad were like really happy. I personally was shocked, and my friends were actually really happy for me at the end of the day.
What about your younger sister?
She was even happier than me. She's like, she's going to become famous in school.
That's always that. That's always the advantage of being the sibling of his brother or a sister who is academically very bright, or even in sports for that matter. So well done.
Yes,
you're from Cambridge Public School in Bangalore, but you're essentially from Coimbatore. So Tamil Pesha.
Nalla pesuven, sir.
Okay. So tell me, for students of the 2021 batch or even younger than who are kind of looking to you as to what did you do in order to achieve this kind of success, what would you tell them?
Time management is the number one key, because even if you prepare really well, execution plays an important role. Then after that, I would say revise, keep revising. Because if you lose touch, you're not going to remember anything in theoretical subjects like history and literature. You're going to forget the story and the keywords. That would be the thing. Revise, keep a goal, short-term goals, sir. It's not have a goal, keep short-term goals and work towards it.
So how did it really work? For instance, let's take a subject like a rather tough and some may say a little boring subject like geography. How do you tackle something like that? Because again, retaining it in memory is quite a challenge. So how often would you kind of revisit the same chapter, say within a month?
Within a month, I think after the syllabus was completed, every month at least once I would revise, like 2 weeks once I would revise a chapter, one chapter in biology. And an important role is, since textbooks are like really big, create your own points. Notes is really important. Yes. Some schools offer points books, and in some cases, if you read your points book, it's more than enough. Because when you open your textbook, you don't feel like it's like so much to learn and you get demotivated. So notes play an important role.
Yeah. So notes play an important role, and even more importantly, how to prepare those notes is very important, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's always better. Yes, I always say that it's always better that you prepare your own notes, because you know it best, instead of following a very Xerox culture of notes. The other point is, of course, also how did your schedule change from, say, December to January? Because most students, obviously, once you hit January, you kind of are in that kind of examination mode. So what was the schedule like in the month of Jan-Feb?
As I said, December portions got completed. We had already revised the syllabus like almost twice, because pre-board 2 was coming up. And what I did was, personally, I tackled one subject at a time. I don't personally, I don't like doing one chapter here, one chapter there. It might work for others, but what I did was, I took a subject, example biology. There are 15 chapters. Revision goes much faster than first time learning. So I finished like 4 to 5 chapters a day. So within 3 days, the syllabus will get over of biology.
So you don't feel bored if you do it at a stretch? You don't get bored if you do, say, a subject like biology at a stretch for 3 days?
No, sir. I don't get bored. Like, because
it doesn't lead to
if I finish, no, sir, because if you finish one thing properly, you, in your back of your mind, you know that, okay, at least one subject is done, 9 more is left. At least you know that. After completing the syllabus, I would take 2 mock papers. My mom would set a timer for 2 hours, giving the reading time of 15 minutes, simulating an exam hall. And she would check it with the answer key and tell me where to improve.
Wow, so she has played a very important role. Good, I'm going to ask her about that.
Yes, sir.
And I'm very glad that you also did make use of at least something on Study with Sudhir, the lessons that we put out at least on English literature.
Yes, sir.
How did you find them, and how did you find them useful in the first place?
So Merchant of Venice is not actually normal English, first of all. It's like the Shakespearean English, and it's not like easy. So when you give your notes, it's in simple English. What are the extracts? What are the important keywords to be used? English literature, keywords play an important role. Even if you write one page, you have to have the keyword in your answer. So whenever I see your videos, it's like a revision for me. I would read an extract, look at the extract video. I'll check if I have covered all the points or not.
So after the exams got suspended on 19th of March, there was this 2.5-3 month delay. Were you continuing to be in touch with your biology and all the pending papers, or was it like you're moved mentally and physically into class 11 space?
I was actually, I didn't study, sir, like the 10th, because it started becoming, I started losing interest. Yeah. I didn't study in the month of April, but in the month of May, they issued a notice saying that exams will be held for class 10 and 12. Yes. So I started studying 2 to 3 hours a day, like a chapter or something. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel it was productive at all. Like I used to open the book and it would be not non-productive at all. But that would be the case. And moreover, online classes for 11th grade had begun, like my coaching classes. So I was more indulged in that rather than my 10th grade.
So what do you intend to do in 11th class? You have joined a CBSE stream school.
Yes, sir, CBSE stream school.
And what are your long-term plans?
My long-term plans would be a genetic engineer or a biotechnologist, taking the genes of two animals, mixing it together or something like that.
And why not the regular and staid professions of medicine or engineering, like most students tend to do?
So it depends upon a student's goal, a student's interest. As long as you're happy in what you're doing, there's no problem if you want to become a doctor or engineer. But for me, I don't really have a passion towards that. For me, I love biology, and the interesting fact about biology is I like human physiology, but doesn't mean that doctor is the only job if you like human physiology. Right. There are many people out there who need organs. There's organ farming also, which I really like and enjoy.
Okay, great. Are you a social media addict?
I don't have social media, sir.
Oh, good. Because that's one of the biggest challenges for any child of your age, of how to deal with how to keep away from WhatsApp and Instagram and stuff like that. So you are saying that you were not kind of lured or tempted by that in the months before the examinations?
So my parents helped me stay on track. Sometimes my friends would have Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and all other social media. But I also had this interest even I want to have, but they told focus on your 10th first. You can have social media at any point of your life. So but 10th comes only once.
Absolutely. So what do you do to de-stress?
De-stress, listen to songs, do some calligraphy, and read a novel.
Okay. What kind of novels do you read? Are you completely into fiction or even into non-fiction?
Non-fiction, as long as the story is good.
Okay, it's fine. We'll also show some of your calligraphy on air. Get your parents in. I want to also find out more about you from them. Amuda, I'm told that you are the one who are giving her mock tests, etc.
Yeah,
so are you a very strict mother?
Not like strict mother, but I will ask her to improve time management. That is the only thing. But not that strict mother.
Are you very clued in, Senthil, into what she's studying, or you are not? Are you aware of what she's doing and what she's not doing?
I am kind of disconnected from the studies. I always, don't stress yourself. Just really do the hard work, and mark doesn't, percentage doesn't matter to me. 90 or 100 doesn't make a difference to me. It's just that you put your hard work, and you will achieve what you wanted. That is the only thing that I say. I always say don't study after 12. Go and sleep. So I am not chasing always, sir.
Okay, she seems to be a very sensible child, not kind of tempted by social media and stuff like that. So you are pretty blessed, because the biggest challenge these days is to kind of ensure that the child stays away from social media. So do you monitor different Instagram accounts, etc. for her, Amuda, on behalf of Danishka?
No, sir. Only WhatsApp, school WhatsApp group is there. So we will monitor that only. Not any Instagram or Twitter. Nothing was there for her.
So what special did you do yesterday to celebrate her achievement?
She likes gulab jamun, so I made it and we both feed her yesterday.
Good. Congratulations. Very happy to see you. And I do hope and pray that you do go on to achieve many greater heights. This is just the first step of the ladder. I'm sure there are many more to come, and you'll do very well. Thank you very much, Senthil and Amuda also. And I'm sure you're very proud of your daughter. And I'm sure your younger daughter is also going to make you famous as well, Tanishka.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.